Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and major news coming out from France. You probably would have known this. So a few days ago, a 17-year-old kid was shot by the French police, and it was basically just murder. And then it triggers a massive war between the wizards and the muggles. So just check it out. The wizards are fighting with the muggles here. Look. And the wizards seems to be winning. And clearly I'm just joking. And this is the mother of the kid that was killed, and clearly she was very upset, and she led some peaceful march for her son. And however, the outrage has basically boiled over and caused massive riots across the entire France. And as of the latest information, we understood that France have deployed 45,000 officers backed by light armored vehicles to fight for the fourth straight night of violent protests. And 40,000 of them will be deployed across France, with another 5,000 be deployed in and around Paris. This number seems a lot, but also doesn't seem like a lot. So it's unknown how many people is involved with the rioting, but we do have information about roughly where are the riots are. We have fighting hitting Nice. We had fighting hitting Nice, Antibes, Grasse. I know that I will be slaughtering all the French words, so just bear with it. La Trinité, Nantes, Toulouse, Tours, Avignon, Reims, Lyon, Saint-Étienne, Enneche, Rouen, Lille, Bordeaux, Marseille. And about Marseille. So those are all, we have a list of all the different places. Basically, all these human figures, these are all the riot places. Marseille there's a bit more to Marseille, that their local government actually enacted their own reaction to this rioting. They literally just banned public demonstration, and in fact, additional on that, they will be stopping all public transport from 7 p.m. onwards. So because I think most of the protests and rioting happens at night, because the rioters also need to sleep, so they sleep in the day, they riot at night. And yeah, so no public transport means they are unable to get to wherever they want to go. So yeah, but which is also kind of funny, because they also burn the buses. So the tourist bus was attacked and whatnot in Marseille. So it must be quite kind of difficult for the wizards, I mean the protesters, to decide whether to burn certain buses or public transport, since they also needed to go home. So in Cannes, they also got hit, and the mayor is pissed. He say that the David Lisnard, the mayor of Cannes, say that not Cannes, like Cannes, wanted the government to send troops to certain sites. He did not name exactly where. Probably he's talking about certain government buildings. So this person is a bit different, because he's also the president of the Association of Mayors in France. So his words are supposed to carry a lot of weight. And the most weird thing I would say is that the protest actually spread over to Belgium. So there are young people who took to the streets of Brussels, and according to the Brussels police department, 64 people has been arrested over their wizarding powers. So then one of the biggest international events, Tour de France, is actually going to happen. They will be riding from Bilbao in in Spain, sorry, and then they will ride all the way to Beyond. So the Tour de France organizer says that they are constantly in liaisons with the state services, and they are following what is happening, and the law enforcement officers will ensure the security at every stage of the race. So, and there is also question whether these police officers will be redeployed into anti-rioting duties, but they say that they will adapt to whatever it will be. So Macron came out, basically made a statement. He tried to explain why the riot actually spread so big. He said it's TikTok's fault, or Snapchat, or video games mostly, he said. So he said that he said not just the apps, but he's talking mainly to video games. He says that the rioters are feeling that they are living out these games in the streets, and he said that these video games are intoxicated by intoxicated these wizards, and I take this very personally, so yeah. But this image is basically Macron using TikTok. So yeah, then so I'm quite sure that he's basically just talking about Grand Theft Auto, but the reality is the Grand Theft Auto is played by people all around the world, and I'm quite sure France is not the only country that plays Grand Theft Auto. And tentatively, the information that the latest numbers that came out is that 667 people has been arrested, 249 police officers has been injured so far over the 3 nights of protests, and there is also a lot of instances of looting, with shops ransacked in Paris, cars being set on fire, and so there's quite a number of police officers actually getting injured. One of the shocking scenes that came out of this riot was that some of the mafias or gangs are actually armed with AK-47s, and they are really happy, because it's anarchy, and they actually celebrated their wizarding powers by firing AK-47 into the air. So this actually went viral. Let me see if I can pull it up for you. So this is the footage of the AK-47 that is being fired within France. So yeah, they basically fired, and then they enter the cars and drive away. Basically a freaking waste of ammunition. So yeah, but this actually does give us a signal that if things carry on at this rate, and the mafia start to clash with the police, or the gangs start to clash with the police, we might have some more deaths, actual gunfire kind of firefights. But I think maybe not, because the gangs ultimately just want to they are not into anarchy, but probably they are more towards earning money. And this situation, of course, the riots is so big, right? So it's a crisis. So Macron ditches the EU summit, and he left early so that he can return to France in order to call the emergency meeting. And as per globalnews.ca, Canadian news, they reported that he left Brussels early to hold an emergency security meeting. And guess where he held a meeting? This is a very, very surprising answer to this question. Here, he went to do the meeting at Elton John's concert. So this is his security council, his wife Elton John, and whoever that guy is. So yeah. So you can see that he's enjoying himself with his wife. The wife is actually dancing at the security meeting. So many important people, you can see, is filled up. The entire security meeting is filled up. Very, very emergency. So the key people is these four. These are the key people within the security emergency meeting. And I believe that who is this guy? Oh, this is John's husband, David Furnish. So I don't know who is he. So yeah, very Bud Light about this thing, and they are going to give a lot of light buds to solve these problems. So going back to the map, after the meeting, they decided to halt all the bus and tram traffic from 9 p.m. Daily. So because the Interior Ministry said that 79 police posts has been attacked overnight with 119 public buildings, including 34 town halls and 28 schools were attacked or burnt. So they decided to halt all bus and trams from 9 p.m. onwards. This is actually not as aggressive as the one that was done on Marseille. At Marseille, we did mention that it was actually all the way from 7 p.m. right? So you can see it's from 7 p.m. The national one is only at from 9 p.m. So it's from 9 p.m. So it's not as aggressive, but it's at least still something. And on top of that, the police will be using armored vehicles to suppress the riots. According to the Prime Minister Elizabeth Bourne, she said that the additional mobile forces will be deployed, and most likely these are the gendarmerie, or I don't know, maybe I pronounced that correctly or wrongly. So there is already footages on Twitter that shows that the gendarmerie has been deployed. So one of the tweets came out from Maps Ukraine. Basically, he says that the French army has been deployed in Pont-to-Beaudet, northeast of Paris, and basically shows the rushing of some troops. And probably these are not military; these are probably the gendarmerie. And we do have quite a number of this gendarmerie being footages has already appeared on Twitter. So situation is still developing, it's still ongoing, the protest is still ongoing, but the French security forces has definitely expanded in terms of their capabilities to fight against these wizards. Interestingly, the stock markets is extremely excited and happy about all these riots. The stock market in France has risen 5 days straight amidst all the nationwide riots. So according to this information coming from Bazinga, the French stock market, represented by the CAC 40 index, has risen for 5 days this week, gaining 3.3%, which is the best weekly performance since the end of March. So I wonder why. It's bizarre. So maybe the stock market is overwhelmingly invested by wizards, and the wizards are really excited that they're going to overthrow the Muggle government in France. Anyway, thank you for watching. Do press the subscribe button. Of course, do comment, let me know what you think about the event, and also press the like button. And if you like to see more of this type of content, do subscribe and like. All these data will tell me that you guys like it. And of course, with your liking and subscribing and watching, especially if you watch to this point, you are actually helping this video to get further reach on YouTube. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next update.